Kickback gang, what it do, family, man? Hope y'all had a good day, good night, wherever y'all may be. Hey, we got When a YouTuber Becomes a Mass Thriller by EWU, man. We covering right now in the case of Trey Sessler. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Y'all go ahead and kick back.
Y'all go ahead and get y'all snacks, y'all dinner, and whatever ready. Wine, drink, I don't know. Just get something ready.
You with the fam, let's get it.
We do have a good show for you today. Woo!
Told my wife, I said, that boy gonna kill somebody.
He's menacing. He's evil.
Hold on, I ain't mean to stop it already. But you hear how the old man said, I told him on high. That boy gonna...
Why? I said, that boy gonna kill somebody.
He's menacing. He's evil. He's crooked. He's maniacal. He's dirty. And he kind of makes you want to punch him and kill him.
It really wouldn't go by where some way or the other I didn't think about killing somebody. I guess too much exposure to violence had built up over all the things that I had like shot and all that stuff.
He said, I just want you to know, Aunt Liz, they did not suffer. And his whole voice changed from sweet to, I made sure of that.
If anyone was going to hurt, it was going to be me. So I guess I couldn't protect them for myself.
Before the age of influencers, Mr. Anime carved out a niche with anime reviews and short films on YouTube's early platform. Beneath his persona, however, was a growing obsession. As his videos took on a darker edge, the increasing violence foreshadowed the horrific act to come. No warning was clearer or more disturbing than the title of one of his final videos, Mr. Anime is Planning Something. In 2006, 17-year-old Trey Eric Sessler created his YouTube channel, Lens Cap Productions.
We do have a good show for you today. We're partying back there, partying up here. Woo!
Though his audience never realized it, a growing madness was slowly consuming Trey, and they had a front row seat to his slow and disturbing descent.
All right, first of all, we've changed up our table a little bit. We now have this. It's the POS gun. We destroyed pieces of with it, and we're definitely gonna be destroying this after we're done with it. Yu-Gi-Oh was so bad in my mind that I just want to kill somebody.
Over the years, his videos began to...
He said Yu-Gi-Oh was so bad that he just wanted to kill somebody. Yeah, that boy been losing it.
Tell you can see it in his face.
Like he's going downhill.
He's gone.
Signs of a deteriorating mental state, with some reviews lacking his usual enthusiasm.
Shinji, tragic hero, experiences fear and loneliness, and I would like to challenge anyone out there that has never had thoughts of fear or loneliness in their life.
Viewers soon began to notice changes in both his appearance and demeanor, as well as an unsettling shift in content.
Oh, how you doing, everyone? It's Mr. Anime. Or you can call me Trey. You can call me the guy that does the video game reviews. You can call me the guy that does all the guns.
You look different.
Basically, what I'm going to do is, and this is pretty childish and ridiculous, is blow up the couch to the best of my 9mm abilities. So let's see what we can do. Whoa. I wouldn't want to be sitting on that couch right now.
Soon to be revealed are the haunting details of Trey's own confessions, most of which has never been heard before until now. It began on March 20th, 2012, when, according to news articles, a welfare check led Waller, Texas authorities to the Sessler family home, the same house that had served as the backdrop for many of Trey's videos. What had once been a stage for fictional violence had become the site of real, unspeakable carnage. In the garage, an older woman was found motionless in her blood-soaked pajamas, half buried beneath a pile of junk and debris. The very same room where Trey once filmed several anime reviews.
And though this isn't actually a horror anime, I think it is. I think it's horrid and horrible.
Damn, Trey.
Horrible.
Curled on the floor of the hallway bathroom, a young man lay in a pool of dried blood. The same room that once served as the set for Trey's short film, Keaton.
That looks good.
Boy.
Very good. You can come on in.
In a bedroom, an older man was found still in his bed, with his legs hanging over the side and his head pressed into the pillow. Each of the 3 victims sustained multiple gunshot wounds.
The only reason we're here is because the freaking police seized my property with the martial arts training center because we killed 3 people.
Nearly every room in the house reflected a violent outburst, with wrecked furniture, shattered picture frames, and holes in the drywall. Sprawled across the walls was a chilling confession, leaving no doubt the man behind the mass murders was Trey Eric Sessler. After the horrifying discovery, police tracked Trey to his friend Casey's house. Police surrounded it, arresting both Trey and Casey, who had no idea that a murderer had just spent the night at his house.
Ooh, I know I had to be scary. I found out.
I don't get what... I mean, my buddy Levi called me. He was like, Casey, I'm watching Fox 26 News, and you're on there. It's something about your buddy Trey killing somebody, or doing something, or trying to do something. I'm like, what? And I just didn't know what to do. I'm like, what? I put it on 26. I go on to Trey. I'm like, dude, what's going on in this? All of a sudden, he's like bolting out the door, and I don't even know which way he went. And I looked out the back door, and I ran around. I'm like, what's going on? And I saw lights, and then I wasn't trying to resist or run. I was just trying to get to my front yard. Then I saw all these helicopters, and they had tackled.
Both Trey and Casey were taken into custody. During questioning, Casey told investigators he had no knowledge of the murders and was not intentionally harboring Trey at his home. Although investigators were initially skeptical, it was Trey who would later reveal the entire truth. 1 month after his arrest, Trey sat down with detectives and delivered a full taped confession, revealing not only how and why he committed such a brutal crime, but also unveiling a disturbing plan he had nearly carried out in the aftermath.
You wanted to talk to us, is that correct? Yeah, go ahead and ask me anything. Is there a particular reason you wanted to talk to us one more time? I was, I don't know if this is correct, but I was reading in some news articles that you guys are having a problem establishing a timeline. I have a clear picture. You do? Yes.
Before recounting the day he took 3 lives, Trey pointed to years of escalating red flags, dark obsessions, and a fixation on violence that ultimately went unnoticed.
There's just a pattern of, there's tons of opportunities where someone could have intervened, but no one did.
Friends and neighbors spoke with investigators about Trey's fascination with guns.
My little brother and I stayed over at Trey's house, and he showed us a lot of different handguns and stuff, but the one that really sticks out was an AR-15, and he had a 100-round drum attached to it, and that was kind of the one, because he mentioned that if you sprayed it into a crowd, you could kill a bunch of people, and I was just like, I felt very uneasy about that.
Where did that just come from? You know,
you said some of them. My friend tell me something like that. I would have got the hell up out there fast. I knew as a child, I would have been gone.
Where did that come from?
You showing? First of all, you coming in showing me a bunch of guns and stuff like that. Oh man, I was like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
You trying to go to war or something? God damn.
What's going on?
A bunch of people, and I was just like, I felt very uneasy about that. You know.
He had a Japanese sniper rifle with extended clip.
Damn.
And that's when he told me he was pointing across the street there.
Right.
He said, I could hit a person over there 300 yards or whatever,
Right.
Instead of saying I could hit a deer or a dog or he said a person, and I thought, boy, right then it rung. I told him when I told my wife, I said, that boy gonna kill somebody.
I've heard some rumors that there are a couple people around town that aren't so satisfied with Mr. Anime Review. I don't know why, but I've got a little bit of inside info that they're going to be coming for me tonight. So, I'll be ready.
While speaking with investigators, Trey revealed a disturbing incident that happened when he was just 13 years old.
I had a CO2-powered BB pistol with me, and I took off down the road, and they sent my brother Mark after to catch me. They're like, go get him. And I saw Mark coming up behind me, and I turned to him, and I started opening fire on him with the BB pistol. And I saw him kind of covering, and he took off running back down the road. So I went all the way down the road to the bank, and to my, at that time, pleasant surprise, there was a police officer sitting there at the ATM machine. I reached behind me and I pulled the BB pistol out, and I didn't point it at him. I held it away. I was like, I got a gun. And instantly he pulled his gun out and had it on me. I threw the gun down, and he came over and apprehended me.
Did you have to go see like CPS, child, juvenile probation, any of those people?
From that incident?
Yeah.
No, they dropped the whole thing.
Many of his videos featured stage guns
They
and
dropped the
fantasy
whole
killings. Fictional brutality played out for the camera.
I really gotta kill that guy.
I'm not gonna pay you.
Oh, the sounds.
But behind the scenes, real violence was beginning to take shape in far more unsettling ways.
I thought he loved animals like I do. You know, I just thought that he loved them, and he would never, ever dream of hurting an animal. And I guess I was wrong.
Freeze,
that sick fool off the
I don't know
streets.
how true it was, but they were mentioning that there's all those animal graves and stuff.
Ain't nobody saw it?
Mr. Anime here.
That's what
Don't
I'm
mind
saying.
me though. Just doing a little bit of gardening. Nothing interesting about that.
They did have chickens here at this house, and they all died. And I don't know why. I just thought they died.
I loved this chicken to death, and this was a picture of right before she got sick and died eventually.
I don't know, but he had a rabbit, and he was real attached to it, and all of a sudden it just, like, everybody, like the whole family thought something broke in and took it, and you know.
See, this is what puzzled us. If something got in the cage and got the rabbit, why wasn't there rabbit fur everywhere? If he took it so hard when his little animals would die, I don't know why he kept going through it and getting more and more and more. But he would always come up with another one, always.
And nobody never questioned it?
Nobody, like you
You're
said.
just like my rabbit I used to
Come
have.
on.
You only talk when the camera's not recording. Dumb ferret.
Trey revealed a deeply disturbing incident to investigators, describing a time he found a lost Doberman and brought it home with him.
One day, I was just in a bad mood. I took the dog into the garage. I put a sheet over my driver's seat so it wouldn't scratch up my fabric with its claws. And it was just sitting out in person. I even put the seatbelt on it. And I took it out to Snow Road, and I had a little semi-automatic 22 that I sold a long time ago. And I just proceeded to shoot the dog.
He later attempted
Yes,
to ransom
I
the
can't
dog to its
stand people
owner,
like him.
but she'd already learned it had been killed through a farmer who found the dog's remains. He then maliciously taunted her by telling her he was the one who took its life.
I was totally sober when I shot my cat. I just got home from a
Oh,
long
he
shift
deserved
at work,
everything coming in.
and I don't know why, but I opened the door and I had a little kid in there, and I started attacking it for some reason. I don't know why. I can't even say to this day why I did that. I grabbed the brick barrel 20 gauge and I gave it to my mother, and
That's why.
I stuck a buckshot shell in it, and I pulled the hammer back and I shot the cat basically like in half. I called my parents and I told them about what happened, and he told me they actually shot the cat. I told them to help me come up and clean it up,
And what
they
is
wouldn't
it?
come up.
They ain't
I
do
called
nothing about
them, basically yelling at the top of my lungs like, yeah, and, I just shot a cat. Y'all need to come up here right now and help me clean it up. And they were like, they're like, you need to calm down, Trey. And I'm like, you want me to get up here right now? And they're like, we don't want to come up there with you, this upset. And I threw the phone down and started cleaning up the trail of blood. Water County, there's a lot of cows, and a lot of horses.
Oh,
I was thinking, I can easily go up to a pasture and fire a high-velocity rifle at a cow. The other cows can't rat out on me. They can't say anything.
His brutality toward animals marked the early signs of something far more disturbing, and those closest to Trey had begun to notice the cracks in his sanity.
One thing that I found a little strange, there was I play guitar, and Mark was wanting to play the drums, we were going to write music. One song that Trey suggested we write was something called The Beast in My Head. I just thought that, thought that was kind of strange, and actually I asked Mark, I was like, why do you think he wants us to write that? And he's like, oh, maybe he's got a beast in his head.
After a chilling research paper was later discovered on his laptop, Trey began to reveal what had truly been on his mind.
When I had done all the serial killer studies, I had contemplated purposefully turning myself.
And you see, you know what? Wow. All these serial killers have the same, or they look up other serial killers and study them and see what they did and see what they did wrong and get caught and all. It's something that's not right in their damn head at all.
At all. It just
like,
piss you off, man.
They, like the chemicals in their brain just unbalanced or something.
I had contemplated purposefully turning myself into a serial killer. But I looked at the requirements to be one of those, and you have to kill 3 people, and it has to be in a there has to be a cooling down period in between the murders, and I just couldn't commit to that.
His studies included some of history's most notorious killers, including Ted Bundy, David Berkowitz, Eileen Wuornos, Jerry Brudos, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Kip Kinkle, figures whose gruesome legacies appeared to fuel his dark curiosity.
The reason that I had studied all these people was because I wanted to see what their strengths were, what their weaknesses were. The number of people that were killed and injured according to what weapons they had, which weapons would be the most effective. I even graded the weapons on a 1 to 10 scale with an explanation of why I gave that grading. People like Kip Kinkle with a 22 got low scores. I know you're very familiar with Charles Whitman, the UT sniper who was in the clock tower. People like him that had army training and high-powered sniper rifles got higher scores because they knew what weapons were necessary going into the crime to commit maximum damage.
In April of 2009, Trey took a break from short films and anime reviews to rant on the topic of school shootings.
I'm ranting on something a little bit anime unrelated. I'm ranting on all the shootings that have been happening. Pittsburgh, New York, Alabama, California. You know, they had an article that were like, well, the economy's gone bad. Everyone's losing their job and getting mad and shooting everybody. Yeah, I guess that makes sense since a lot of the shooters lately had recently lost their job. But I'm a firearms owner myself, but it is a little bit disturbing to know that you could be a victim in something like this at these times. All the people that were victims, you think it won't happen to me, but sometimes it does. But seriously, every day I open Yahoo, I'm like, well, time to see what today's shooting is, and hey, there's another one.
Trey detailed a series of plans to investigators and revealed that he saved satellite images of specific locations. One in particular was Waller Junior High School.
This plan involved striking about 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. during the lunch crowd, and the idea was pretty much to somehow breach the Black Gate, either by ramming it with a car, or that was pretty much the only way to do it. And basically do the same thing that Kip Kinkle did, except instead of a 22 rifle, it would be a more high-powered rifle. They really wouldn't go by where, it sounds terrible, but they really wouldn't go by that in some way or the other I didn't think about killing somebody.
He's menacing, he's evil, he's crooked, he's maniacal, he's dirty, and he kind of makes you want to punch him and kill him.
I mean, why do you think that is? I couldn't get my mind off of it. Why? I would not leave it. I was doing the amateur filmmaking stuff, and it really wasn't getting me the notoriety that I was looking for.
But why do you feel you need the notoriety to take someone else's life to get notoriety?
I felt like it. I no longer feel that way because of what happened in my house. It was a little too traumatizing to think about.
Trey will soon describe with chilling clarity the grim horrors that unfolded inside his family home. For now, things with Trey seemed to take a turn in August of 2010 when he moved out to live on his own in Hempstead, Texas.
My grandmother passed away a while ago, and now I moved in, so I now have a new house.
He was very paranoid while he was staying at that Hempstead home by himself.
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of crime and stuff, and he's always kept those guns close. Like,
was anybody after him?
No. He just was afraid of somebody coming and breaking in.
I had so many locks on the bedroom door I slept at, And there would be times when I would like tie the front and the back door together with an extension cord so no one could open it and get in. And there was an instance where in the living room up on the ceiling fan, I had a shotgun rigged to the door to fire pointed at the front entry hall door. But I took that down pretty fast because I was like, well, what if, my mom or my dad come in one day and accidentally open the door?
By December 2011, Trey had begun experiencing health issues, a development that left many of his viewers concerned.
But I've had a little bit of shortness of breath lately and a little bit of back pain and stuff. And I haven't been sleeping too well. My eyes are a little swollen. That's why I'm wearing these sunshades. And it seems like I've got the diagnosis of pneumothorax. So if you're religious, I would appreciate it if you prayed for me.
In February of 2012, he uploaded a video titled, Mr. Anime is Planning Something.
This is just an update video to let you guys know that I'm going to reward myself with probably a 2 or 3 week break coming up here from YouTube videos, anime reviews in particular. I might do some blog stuff. I want to thank you guys a lot for sticking with me and watching the channel. I got more subscribers than ever. I have more views than ever, and everything is going really good.
This particular video was removed from his channel for unknown reasons, and many took it as a clue for the brutal act that would soon unfold. Less than a week before the tragic killings, Trey allegedly uploaded another in which he updated his followers on a positive change in his life.
The good news is that I now found a full-time job in a department that I'm interested in, which is film. I'm still going to be doing the Google thing though, and I'm still going to be doing videos. So keep supporting Mr. Anime. I'll still be doing anime reviews, but probably not as many because this job will be full-time. But thanks to all of y'all, I've been able to be recognized by some people, and I'm going to be doing some good stuff.
But whatever future Trey may have had took a shocking turn. While most news articles list March 20th as the tragic day the killings took place, first-hand accounts from Trey state the events unfolded earlier, beginning on the night of Sunday, March 18th, when he visited his family in Waller. It was then that an accidental discharge set an already troubled mind in motion.
I had accidentally fired a round off from the 22, and it hit my bed. And I believe there was a bullet hole in the bed, and nobody heard it. It flashed in my mind that they didn't hear the gun go off, so it kind of told me I could fire a 22 in the house without it being heard.
That's crazy.
Later that night, he had a few drinks with his brother Mark before deciding to return to Hempstead.
So he stays in the room, and I go and I get in my Mustang, and I drive to Hempstead, and shouldn't have been drunk driving, but I was. You know the drink Four Loko? Yeah, it was the old formula. I had been keeping it for a rainy day.
After consuming the alcohol, Trey then made the fateful decision to return to his family home in Waller.
Park in the garage, and my 22 rifle's out there, and it's loaded with full metal jackets, about 16 rounds. So I go inside, and my mom's like, "Where'd you go?" Because I left at like 12 at night or so. So she was like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "Oh, I went to Hempstead." And I'm like, "I'd like you to come out in the garage and look at my car bumper," because I had been in an accident about a week or two earlier. So she comes out, and she gets about halfway down the car length. And God forbid, I pick up the 22, I turn to her, and she starts to say something, but she doesn't get anything. She doesn't get any words off. And I fire about 4 times.
Rhonda Sessler, Trey's mother, was 57 years old.
Damn, boy.
Over the years, she played several supporting roles in Trey's films.
Are you the monster hunter?
That's me.
There's a vicious monster over there in the woods. Could you take care of it?
Of course. Being a sacred monster family fighter, it has been in my family forever.
Her tragic death marked only the beginning for Trey, whose night of horror was only beginning.
Damn.
After I did that, I was like, well, I'm already committed, really. Can't really go to my brother and my dad and be like, yeah, I just killed It's our mom. So I put the 22 down, and I go into the house, and my brother intercepts me in the hallway. He's like, "What was that?" He's like, "Whoa." He's like, "I don't know what you're doing out there, but it was really loud." And I don't say anything to him. I just quietly walk past him, go into my room. I pick up my Glock 9mm that's full of TFP PDF hollow point rounds, and I go into the hallway. I pointed at him. He doesn't really click with him what's going on, because I would walk around the house with guns a lot sometimes, and I shoot at him twice. I don't know if I hit him or not. I think I probably did. And he darts into the bathroom and slams the door and locks it. And I go up to the door and start kicking at it, but I can't get it open. And about that time, my dad is in bed, and he hears the Glock shots, and he kind of gets up half asleep. He's like, "Oh, he don't know what's going on." So I run in there, I shoot at him a couple times, I think twice, and he goes limp on the bed. I flick the light on, I see he's got this wound in his neck.
His father, Lawton Sessler, was 58 years old.
Boy.
At this point, Trey's older brother, Mark, was still hiding in the family bathroom.
So I go back to the bathroom door, and I start shooting through the door. And I shoot through the door probably 5, 6, or 7 times. And I start kicking at the door again, I can't get it open. So I blow the deadbolt out with 2 shots, I think. I kick the door open, and my brother's lying there in this big pile of blood. It's terrible. It's a bad sight. And I was like, okay.
Boy, that boy's sick, man.
Right.
Mark Sessler was only 26 years old. Mark frequently appeared in Trey's early films, often in roles where his character was attacked or killed. Viewed today, these scenes carry a haunting weight.
But I will tell you something that Mark told me about a month and a half before everything happened. And Mark mentioned, he said, "Don't be surprised if you hear on the news that we've all been killed by Trey."
Was he scared of Trey?
No. It was kind of weird the way, like, he didn't really seem afraid at all. Like, he almost accepted it.
So I was like, well, since I already shot 3 people, I don't want anyone to be suffering, laying on the floor for hours, moaning and groaning. So I'm like, I gotta retrace with a more powerful weapon and shoot again.
Trey then stalked through the family home, shooting his mother, father, and brother again with an AR-15.
Dang.
What he'd already done was horrifying. But soon, Trey will confess just how close he came to committing yet another atrocity.
Trey.
For now, Trey recounts what happened next, once the reality of what he'd done began to sink in.
And about that time, it was about 1 o'clock, 12:30 to 1.
Yeah, that's the next morning?
Yes, Monday morning. After all that, I just kind of lose it, and I start trashing the house, because I'm like in another zone, I guess. I throw a couple bookshelves over, throw my dad's TV over, start shooting at the TV, start shooting at the light fixtures, I poke some holes in the sheetrock with the AR-15, which you probably knew because there was wall residue on the end of the barrel. Same thing with the Glock, I kind of use it to knock some family pictures and stuff off the wall.
Boy, lost it.
I didn't really want to look at him at that time. I shot out some windows toward the woods. Because as ridiculous as it sounds, even though I just did that to my family, I didn't want to shoot at people's houses. I don't know, because the thing about my family is I would protect them with my life. Like if anyone ever tried to get in there and hurt them, then I would go after them real fast.
Did he really just say that?
I know this probably sounds real bad.
That sounds crazy.
At the same time, if anyone was going to hurt him, it was going to be me. I'd protect him, but I wouldn't let anyone else get to him.
You would protect him, but you won't let nobody else get to him, so that means you...
I'm saving him for me so I can hurt him.
I'd protect him,
that live amongst
but I wouldn't let anyone else get to him. So I guess I couldn't protect him for myself.
Trey's murderous rampage, however, was far from over. The family had pets.
Yes. I go to my dad's bird cage. He had 2 little finches, and I start shooting at the bird cage with the Glock. And then I took the bird cage and I chunked it as hard as I could against the wall, and I think that got the second one, I'm not sure. I hear my ferret running around in his cage. I totally forgot about it. I was like, I really hate to do this because I really like that little guy.
It's weird looking. I mean, look at this thing. What the hell is this, you know? I mean, yeah, I know it's a ferret, but it's just, I mean, it's pretty adorable. I gotta know. Ow. Okay, that's not adorable.
I go in there and I fire a shot at the ferret with the 9mm, and I think that I hit him. And I go down to my room with the Glock, it's still in my hand, and I have a cichlid fish in a 20-gallon fish tank. So I fire once, and the whole fish tank just blows out. And then I go back to the garage, and I kind of look at my mom, and I'm like, I sit next to her, and I'm just kind of sitting there. I don't know if I dozed off or not.
At some point during the chaos, Trey scrawled messages across the walls and doors of the family home. They read, "I'll never forgive myself. I don't know why I did this. God help me. I love my mom, dad, and brother." Though the media speculated as to the motives behind his callous attack, Trey would later explain what he believes ultimately led to the tragedy. For now, he continues his account, stating that by noon, police had not arrived despite the sounds of gunfire.
So I finally decided I've had enough of the house, because this was just front to back shrouded in, death, like a cloud of death. I was just like, every time I looked at everything, it was just worse and worse.
Trey placed phone calls to each of his parents' workplaces, the elementary school where his father was a teacher, and the Waller Times newspaper where his mother worked, claiming they were sick. Then he left the home in his black GT Mustang, and with a car filled with firearms, ammunition, and a case of beer, Trey drove to the parking lot of the Waller Junior High School.
And I'm sitting there, and I have it timed to where it's about 2:45. School let out. And I see the flood of people going, and I'm just kind of staring at them. And I'm like, there's my opportunity. Go ahead, go get them.
This dude is nuts.
An AR-15 in the back with 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 rounds. And I'm even sitting there drinking my beers, watching. And obviously, as you guys know, I don't do anything. I would have done it if I would have wanted to do that. And I did not do that. Because maybe it's just what happened was too real.
Trey left the school parking lot with no one realizing how narrowly they escaped disaster. Afterward, he drove to his friend Casey's house, where he spent the night. The next evening, police surrounded the home.
He goes outside, and I go outside, and I have my Glock in my hand, and it's loaded, ready to fire, I think, because I'm like, well, it's obvious that there's going to be about 50 people or whatever just sitting on me. And then I noticed that Casey's standing next to me, and I'm like, well, if I start shooting, there's a 100% possibility I can safely say that me and probably Casey are going to get hit by police gunfire. And once again, there was no reason for anyone else to get hurt. So I take the Glock and throw it into the grass and give it up. And then I get apprehended.
Though many details of the tragedy had fallen into place, one question still lingered that could only be answered by Trey himself.
I mean, do you have any idea what set you off?
There wasn't any kind of argument. I can safely say that. I guess too much exposure to violence had built up over all the things that I had shot and all that stuff.
But why them? Why your mom, your dad, and your brother?
I guess maybe because they were the first immediate human targets in my sight. Well, I read a report, I don't know how they got that information, but they said that I claimed that I did all that because I wanted to spare them the embarrassment or whatever, or that's not really accurate. I guess they were just targets of opportunity, I guess.
Was it something you fantasized about doing and then kind of thought,
I never fantasized about murdering my family. No. It was premeditated maybe an hour before it happened, or 30 minutes before it happened. But if I would have woke up that day and y'all would have come to me and asked me, are you going to kill your family tonight, I would definitely have said no.
On March 21st, 2012, one day after his arrest, Trey called his grandmother, who just lost her son, and his Aunt Liz, who lost a beloved brother.
I don't know, Grandma, I just want to apologize.
Well,
For what I did to your son.
if you believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and are really sincere, God will forgive you.
I don't know what to say. I know you loved your brother.
I did.
I love my dad.
It blew us away what you did. We don't understand it, but we still love you.
My whole family is dead. I'm so sorry.
I know you are.
I don't think God will ever forgive me.
His Aunt Liz visited Trey in jail on April 8th, Easter Sunday, where she was left haunted by his spine-chilling words.
And he says, Aunt Liz, I don't want you to be disappointed in me. And then he voluntarily, out of the blue clear sky, said, Aunt Liz, I just want you to know that they did not suffer. And his whole voice changed from sweet to, I made sure of that.
22-year-old Trey Eric Sessler was ultimately charged with 3 counts of capital murder.
Never let him out.
On August 2nd, 2012, after entering a plea of guilty on all counts, he was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. He's currently being held at the CT Terrell Unit in Rocheron, Texas.
This is Trey Sessler, or as you know me, Mr. Anime, signing out. Goodbye, my friends.
EWU reached out to Trey for an interview. He responded in 2024, stating he has no new information to offer, and suggesting there are far more interesting stories than his, adding, the memories associated with what I was involved in are best left alone. Trey's YouTube channel, Lenscap Productions, remained active for 8 years following the murders until it was removed from the platform in 2020. It was later reinstated, where it remains active at the time of this video.
Why?
Why?
Why is that? They should have go ahead and just remove his whole channel. They remove everybody else ones who keep this stuff and stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, that channel don't need to be up there. He killed his whole
That's
entire family
crazy.
and dogs and animals and everything else. No.
He was just a menace to society and everything, like
Yeah.
unaliving people, animals.
And he
just looking at a group of people wanting, man, it's crazy because these people are amongst us right now, man. Like,
and it's the chilling fact that he was going to plan to shoot up the school with kids there. Oh man, I don't know how low can you get.
That's crazy.
I mean, I just don't see how his family didn't see it. Like you see
See
all the guns.
signs he was doing. He walked through the house with guns all the time and doing this.
Let me walk through the house with guns with my mama and daddy or whatever it is. They question me like, hey, what you got going on? What you got going on? Hold up, what happened to the cat? Oh no, let me call his.
Chickens all died and all this and that.
Right.
And his favorite animals. You do that to your
all of a
favorite
sudden
animals.
gone. And then he called and he told his mom that he killed a cat.
Everything.
Hey, you gotta go. I'm calling the cops, child or no child. I'm calling the cops on you. You have to get up out of here. It would have taken me a long time to be able to get on the phone with him.
That was crazy, man. Trey Sessler, that was crazy. I'm glad he's in there forever. Y'all drop your thoughts down below how y'all feel about this case. What else y'all want to see dropping below too? Check out the rest, man. We love y'all. Catch y'all next one.